Okay, we are about to get started here. With this AFR quick draft, sorry. So let's go ahead and get into it here. Alright, the reason I went with the quick draft is because it gives me plenty of time to talk about these picks and to kind of shape how I want things to go. I know that I don't get to send signals, and it's just a little bit easier of a draft format. So in this first pack here we have Asmodeus the Archfiend. I'm actually not a fan of this guy in draft. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. He's a 6 drop for 6. But he, you know, if you would draw a card, exile the top card of your library face down instead. So like, I don't even get to see what I'm getting with him. And then I can pay 3 to draw 7 cards, and pay 1 to return all cards exiled from Asmodeus to their owner's hand, and lose that much life. So like, I mean, I guess he's got the advantage of, by turn 6, you're probably already empty-handed anyway. So, or by the time you get this guy out, I should say. So maybe he's really good. Maybe we should try him out. Maybe. Let's check the comments. We don't have anybody in here with me right now, so it's going to be up to me. So we'll have 6 cards wheeling out of this pack. So we're going to go here. Do we want to try to pursue the treasures route, or maybe the venture into the dungeons route? Like, we're probably not going to see these uncommons. So there's a lot of good blue down here. So we'll probably see some blue come back to us. Like, things that I know I'll probably see, you know, the Compelled Duel, the Spare Dagger. You come across a Null's Camp that's never picked very highly. What I would like to see come back here would be like, you find the Villain's Lair, maybe even the Shortcut Seeker, and the Thieves' Tools. Like, I don't expect to see that come back, especially if I'm playing against real people. Like, that never wheels. So yeah, the Rim Shield Frost Giant, that might come back as well. So we're gonna gamble on this guy. Plus, I don't have any of these Asmodeus Archfiends, so we're gonna take that as our first pick, and we're gonna build our draft around using that guy. Alright, so secondary color to go into, or continue with the mono black theme. So we've got Displacer Beast up here. That card is really good. We've also got Minimus Containment, which is a pretty good form of removal. The Instigator's dice rolling. Clever Luminancer to untap permanents. So like, this guy becomes a Twiddle, I believe was the name of the card, way back in the day. But I think that what I want here is probably the Thieves' Tools, because they generate treasure when they come into play. If I see a Horde Robber come up later on, that's a good pairing. And I can even put this on a Hoarding Ogre or something. Power Persuasion's pretty good, but these threatened mechanics I'm not 100% on. Actually, we'll probably take, much as I hate to say it, I think I'm going to take the Displacer Beast. 3 for a 3/2 that I can bounce to my hand. It's pretty good. Yeah, so we'll take the Displacer Beast here. So we're going to go into black-blue. It's pretty strong. Alright, so in this pack we see Burning Hands, Paragoblins, Minimus Containment, Planner Ally. So this is a pretty strong pack too. Again, there's a third set of Thieves Tools. But in this pack I probably value You Find the Villain's Lair or Deadly Dispute. And because Deadly Dispute is just 1 and a black, I'm probably going to take that over anything else. And I don't have to discard anything for it, so I'm going to take Deadly Dispute here. So here we have the Moonblast Cleric, Sudden Insight, Half-Elf Monk, Contact Other Planes, Jin Windseer, another Deadly Dispute, a Hired Hexblade, a Yanti Fangblade, which is not a bad guy either. Earth Elemental, Improvised Weaponry, and you find the path. So here I've already got 2 creatures. The Jin is a pretty solid 4-drop and fills a slot in my curve. The Contact Other Planes is also a pretty solid 4 cast. I'm going to take the Jin here because it's flying. It lets me scry. Or do we take the Yon? You know what? Let's take the Yanti. It has Death Touch, so it'll let us trade. Alright. In this pack we have See a Paragoblins, Mordenkainen's Polymorph, which that could be an interesting trick. Shortcut Seeker, Feign Death, Hired Hexblade, Vampire Spawn, Dueling Rapier, Fireball, another Compelled Duel, and a Great Axe. So the Hired Hexblade is probably the better pick here because I can use it to draw a card if I need to. And you know, you can't win these drafts without creatures. So let's keep building up our creature base. So in this pack we have a Ray of Frost, Healing Potion, a Steadfast Paladin, Ambushed on the Road, Arcane Instigator, another Fireball, Price of Loyalty, Swarming Goblins, and Hill Giant Herd Gorger. Because we're in black-blue, the only 2 cards that are really in our colors right now are the Arcane Instigator and the Ray of Frost. I'm going to probably take the Ray of Frost here because it's a form of removal. So we'll add that to the mix here. Alright, this is pack 7, so the next pack should be the one that we started out with. And we've got a Baleful Beholder up here, or Clever Conjurer are the 2 that are in our color. Ranger's Hawk, Fireball, Hobgoblin Captain, Jaded Sellsword, Valor Singer, and to Find the Path. Round out the rest of the picks. The Baleful Beholder, to me, is probably just hands down the better pick out of these for what I'm playing. Not for everybody, but it's still a solid pick. Alright, now we're starting to get into some stuff that I'm not liking the options here. So what do we want to be our third color to go well with these 2? Both black and blue have some venture synergies. So I'm not seeing any venture synergies up here, but Portable Hole might be a good pick here. The Dragon's Disciple, I don't already have any dragons in this, so I'm gonna pass on him. Probably gonna pick the Portable Hole here, just because it's very splashable, and it's not something that I really need. I haven't seen any great red or green that are going to support what I'm doing here. So we'll take the Portable Hole and we'll just drop it down here in the sideboard to start with. Alright, so this is the pack that I opened. So we have not grabbed our Thieves' Tools yet, but I would like to grab a counterspell here. I'm not banking too much on the venture mechanic just yet. So I'm going to grab this counterspell. Alright. So there's our Thieves' Tools still hanging out. Now we're going to grab the Thieves' Tools. And the Thieves' Tools are still hanging out here in this last pack. But another counterspell or card draw is where we're going. Alright. So, because we started splashing into white, we'll grab this Moonblessed Cleric and just throw him down here in the sideboard. Alright, now we have a choice with the Feign Death or the Shortcut Seeker. I kind of like Feign Death here. Maybe I'm not valuing Shortcut Seeker high enough. I mean, he blocks 4 days, but he doesn't attack very well. Feign Death lets me bring one of my creatures back, and right now we're kind of split on creatures and creatures and non-creatures. Either one of these cards I'll probably wind up cutting. So let's just grab the Shortcut Seeker in case I need bodies, and that Potion of Healing joins the mix. Alright, now here's a reason to possibly go into black-green for a splash for the Skeletal Swarming. We've got a Dragon's Disciple, which I don't think is going to go very highly. Like, that was one of the last couple of cards in the other pack. Ray of Enfeeblement, Talisman, Reaper's Talisman, Dwarfhold Champion, Charm Sleep, which is also removal. Baleful Beholder again. We've already got one of those. We're rocking 2 6-drops right now. We don't need too many more. Shambling Ghast, Thieves' Tools, which we know that we'll see that wheel. Boots of Speed, Earthcall Elemental, Swarming Goblins, Find the Path, and Selvin Shepherd. So, I feel like Swarming Skeletons is more of a constructed card, and I don't think it's going to help me win this draft, or even play very highly in this draft. So, what's going to help me go higher in this draft based on what I've already been picking? We've already got our Baleful Beholder. We don't have a 1-drop. So the Shambling Ghast, to me, is a good 1-drop. Ray of Enfeeblement is removal, and Reaper's Talisman lets me attack with a single creature more effectively. So I think out of these, the Shambling Ghast might wheel. Ray of Enfeeblement is probably the place to be at. Yeah, the -4, -1 if it's not a white creature is not the best. But if I'm up against white, it pretty much gets rid of everything on their side of the field. And there's actually not a lot of 1-drop white guys. So I think Reaper's Talisman is where I want to be at here. Talked myself out of it. So we'll go with Reaper's Talisman. Alright, so Power Word Kill here. That's going to be our obvious pick here. That's great removal. And then let's look at the rest of the pack. So we got Druid class, another Planner ally, which we won't see that guy. So Evolving Wilds would also be a pick here, a possible pick for me. And Soul Knife Spy. I like this guy because he can draw cards. He almost always gets targeted with removal, and he's a 3/2. The Shocking Grasp, I've used it pretty effectively before. I hope that it will, and it usually does. It's not taken very highly by the auto picker. So you guys are just like looking at the top of my head a lot. My camera's up higher than it used to be. So we'll take the Power Word Kill here. Fate's Reversal might be a good combat trick later on, but what I'm going to take out of this pack when it wheels is probably either Shocking Grasp or Evolving Wilds, and then Soul Knife if it's still here, are things to discuss. So another Power Word Kill comes up. I like having lots of removal. I like it a lot. Alright, what else do we have here? We have a Dungeon Map, which is a nice mana rock and mana sink for later in the game. Guild Thief is a good 2-drop, especially when you pair it with like Thieves' Tools and Reaper's Talisman. He gets big pretty quick. The Arcane Investigator, the Clever Conjurer, the Contact Other Planes. I might need the Contact Other Planes later on, but right now I've got a lot of non-creature spells, don't I? But that removal is just too good. I can't pass up that removal. Alright, Long Rest. Not a card that I'm a fan of. We have another Yuan-Ti Rogue here. We have the Soul Knife. We have a Bar the Gate. Clattering Skeletons, Devouring Intellect. And then in white, we've got the Moonblessed Cleric, the Veteran Dungeoneer. We've got a set of Boots of Speed, and an Underdark Basilisk. All are quality picks if you're not in this black-blue theme that I'm sticking to here. Honestly, I think that the Soul Knife is gonna have to be my pick here. We need the creatures. Alright, so here we have Trickster's Talisman, another Arcane Investigator, a Silver Raven, a Baleful Beholder. Those are in our colors. The Delver's Torch is kind of in our colors if we splash white, but I'm not planning on splashing white. I'm just not. I'm going to grab the Investigator here because he can let me draw a card later on if I'm like stuck and I'm trying to find an answer. He's a 2/1. But the Trickster's Talisman, I've passed on it a couple of times, and I do like it, but I'm in desperate need of creatures, so we're going to go with the creature. Alright, so here we have a lot of white. Dragon Disciple, Monk of the Open Hand, Dwarfle Champion, and the Half-Elf Monk. And then we have a Shortcut Seeker, which I've already got one of. Find the Villain's Lair, which I've got one of. Devour Intellect, and you come on an Knoll's Camp and find the path. We're still overbalanced on the creatures versus non-creatures. I just wish I had better quality creatures to pick from there. Alright, so in this pack we have a Monk of the Open Hand, Portable Hole, Secret Door. You see a Guard Approach, which is the first time we've seen this in these packs. So I can give a creature hexproof or tap target creature. It's a good little combat trick, but it doesn't do a lot. Gotta drink me some tea here. So we've also got another Baleful Beholder here, which I consider a pretty good quality creature, and it might be my pick here. But the Secret Door, I think, is where I'm going to go. It's a 1-drop. It's a great blocker, and it let me develop my board. and it's a mana sink for later in the game. So there we go. Alright, nothing in this pack we're going to see again, so we'll probably take the Clever Conjurer here. I've not used this particular signpost person, so let's look at her real quick. When she enters the battlefield, target creature blocks this turn if able, so you can force a block here. Whisper of the Grave. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. So I feel like this would be a good card in like a constructed deck that might be trying to build Vecna. Maybe that might be a place to explore later. I was trying to put together the Vecna Ultron build, just playing around. Also in this pack you have Inspiring Bard, Circle of the Moon Druid, which I love this guy in my my Gruul Pack Tactics decks. Armored Veteran, I've used him a couple times. I'm not a huge fan, but he's a solid 2-drop. He's a bear. So let's grab Clever Conjurer, and alright, now we're back to our pack. So another Baleful Beholder, the Shambling Geist, or the Thieves Tools. We have 1 Thieves Tools. I don't want to do too many more of those. We're going to grab the Shambling Geist. Or Ghast, sorry. Alright, there's nothing that we want out of this pack. So let's look at potential for splash, or what else we can do down the road. I'm probably just going to grab the Druid class there. Alright, so we get another Clever Conjurer. Alright, Feign Death or Devour Intellect. I'm going to grab Feign Death here, because discard is just not a great strategy that I use very often. Alright, Price of Loyalty or Bull Strength. Either one are splashable. Do we have a sack outlet? Not really. And our other splash is in green, so we'll just keep that going. And then find the path. There we go. Alright. So, in this pack, this is pack 3. Dritz is not enough to pull me into a different color, or a different color scheme. Solid card. This is the kind of card that you want to open up pack 1 and build around. But just not gonna be my pack 3 pick 1. So also in this pack you see Rally Maneuver. You find some prisoners. Shishra, Death's Whisper, Dawnbringer Cleric, Paladin Shield, you're ambushed on the road, Shortcut Seeker, you see a guard approach, Grim Bounty, which is going to be our pick here, Horde Robber, which would be a solid pick, but I like killing stuff, Earth Cult, Find the Path, and Evolving Wilds. Yeah, we're going to take the Grim Bounty here. Kill dudes, make them stay dead. Zombie ogres are hard to deal with. Let's read the rest of the pack here. We have Tiger Tribe Hunter. Choose your weapon. You happen upon a glade. You know, this might be the card that I use to replace Cultivate in some of my ramp decks. Gloomstalker, which would be a venture into the dungeon payoff for splash. Scion of Stygia, which is not a bad guy. Just maybe he will. Pernicious Drop, or Precipitous Drop. Shambling Ghast, Zombie Ogre, Hoarding Ogre, Circle of the Moon Druid, Direwolf Prowler, the Ultra Guard Ranger and the Ranger's Longbow. Funny how you have the Ranger, his Wolf, and his Longbow all in the same pack. I don't have anything at my 5 slot, so we're going to take the Zombie Ogre. Alright, so this pack we see the Ingenious Smith, the Trickster's Talisman, the Power Word Kill. We already have 2 Power Word Kills, so I don't want to go too overboard with that. That's probably plenty for a 40 card deck. The Sepulchral Ghoul, he's a solid creature. Yeah, we might go with the Ghoul here. Although Power Word Kill is... grabbing another Power Word Kill is pretty inviting. So in our removal packet right now we have Grim Bounty. I'm gonna switch this view up. So we have Grim Bounty, 2 Power Word Kills. We have a Feigned Death to work with our Deadly Dispute here. That could be a fun little combat trick. So if I take the Power Word Kill, I could drop the Grim Bounty. And I think that's what I'm going to do. The Sepulchral Ghoul is a good pick, but Power Word Kill is just, it's too good. Alright. So now we see where the... either one of these would have been great picks early in the game, but they're not enough to pull me out of my colors and into something different. I don't have the build arounds to build with those guys. Unfortunately, I really don't have much good to pick out of this pack either. There's a lot of good cards for the other colors, the colors that I'm not playing with. Mimic might be a good pull here, but I don't rate Mimic very highly. I don't rate Devour Intellect very highly at all. So we're going to go with Feigned Death, which is probably the best of the worst picks. Or we could grab another Secret Door. Let's grab the other Secret Door and keep our creature count high. Alright, Circle of Dreams Druid, Portable Hole, Rally Maneuvers, Choose Your Weapon, Devoted Paladin, Deadly Dispute, Price of Loyalty, Compelled Duel, Hill Giant, Herd Gorger, and the Inspiring Bard. So I often say that I can't get enough Deadly Dispute, especially in these drafts. Card draw is really good. So there's the Death Whisper again, Celestial Paladin, Scion, another Secret Door, another Guard Approaches, Brazen Dwarf, Neverwinter Dryad, Underlight Basilisk, and Spiked Trap. The Spiked Pit Trap could be a good pick here, but I think I'm going to go with the Scion. So we see a Sudden Insight here. I don't think I need any more card draw, especially not at the 6 slot. Silver Raven, Clattering Skeletons, and Hired Hexblade are in our colors. The Silver Raven gives me a flying threat. Not much of one, but it is still a flyer. And it lets me scry one. So we're going to take the Silver Raven here. Alright, the only pick here, we see a pair of Goblins, Wild Shape, +2 Mace, the Baleful Beholder, the Earth Cult Elemental, Hoarding Ogre, and you find a Cursed Idol, which, if you're a fan of D&D, the old Dungeon Master's Handbook, or the Player's Handbook, I believe, this is the cursed idol that the guy is hanging off of the rope and prying the gem out of its eye. So this is a throwback to the old D&D Player's Handbooks, Dungeon Master's Guides. So that's part of that artwork. But we're going to take the Baleful Beholder here. Alright, in this pack we have the Dawnbringer Cleric, you're ambushed on the road, a Shortcut Seeker, you see a guard approach, another Earth Cult Elemental, and find the path. We have 2 Shortcut Seekers already, so we'll grab this see a guard approach. So this pack is now all green. Let's just grab that and put it over there in the sideboard. Alright, we're going to take the Bar the Gate. I'm going to take the Mimic here. Do I want the Mimic in the main? I don't really have a lot of like payoffs for treasure, but it's an attacker. Wow. Okay. Let's put that over there and put that over there. Okay. So now we're gonna finalize this deck. Put this back over here. So we got to cut 10 cards. Of those 10 cards, 2 of them could be creatures. So let's cut the Grim Bounty. Let's cut the Mimic. We're going to cut, see a guard approach, and I think we're going to cut the Feigned Death as well. Do we cut the Scion? I don't know if I want to cut the Scion of Stygia or not. I just realized that this air conditioner has been running the whole time, and you guys probably can't hear a word I'm saying. Or at least you're hearing a lot of background noise. Yeah, I kind of want to move that camera, but I don't know where to move it to. So we've got the Thieves' Tools, but we don't really have a good payoff for them. They create treasure when they come into play, so they're probably better for me than the Reaper's Talisman. We have plenty of actual removal. I don't think we need Ray of Frost. Although Ray of Frost could take the place of one of these power word kills. Alright, let's see here. We have 18 creatures, so we can cut a creature still. I'll probably cut it out of the top end here. Actually, probably cut a Shortcut Seeker. Puts us down to 17 creatures. We got 3 more that we have to cut. I think Bar the Gate might be the cut here. Or maybe we'll just cut Thieves Tools as well. Yeah, I don't really need the Thieves Tools. I mean, they could work with a 3-drop. Cut a secret door. So one more cut to make. Okay. Yeah, I think this last cut's gonna have to be the Deadly Dispute. I've got to find the villain's lairs to draw me cards or counter spells. It lets me filter my hand. Got shortcut seekers for venturing into the dungeon, even though, I mean, they're just basically walls. And I've already cut one shortcut seeker. Do I cut both shortcut seekers and keep in? So right now we're at 16 creatures. We're at a 3 on the mana curve. If we cut one of the Baleful Beholders and brought back in like the Grim Bounty, maybe. Just in case we have to deal with a... Yeah, we're going to cut that guy and bring in the Grim Bounty to have the removal that brings our mana curve back down. We still have 15 creatures. Seven instants, 1 sorcery, 2 artifacts. And those 2 artifacts, I believe, are actual creatures as well. So we have 3 1-drops, 4 2-drops, a lot of 3-drops. Maybe a 3-drop is where we need to cut instead. But all my 3-drops... 1 4-drop, 5-drop. Yeah, I think we're gonna... So we're gonna go with this. So we've been on for almost 40 minutes. I'm going to end this session and then we'll play this draft tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. If you think I've made mistakes on this build, feel free to send me a message. You can reach me at on Twitch here. Send me a message, send me a whisper. You can also check out my videos on YouTube and leave a comment. This one will be up later today. And I do not have a Discord set up specifically for me yet, so that might be something that I do later today, is set up a Discord where you guys can send me messages and talk with me directly and watch me play even when I'm not necessarily streaming, when I'm able to get on later in the week. So I'll bid everybody adieu, and we will see you later. We do have a pack to open here, so we're going to open this pack up at the end and see what we got out of the pack. We got Zariel the Archduke. That was our mythic out of this pack. So good opening pack. All right, everybody have